Hello everyone, it is SLOWBRO, so welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Go. Starting off this episode with 35.98 MB. Here's an after screenshot. Playing Pokemon Go for 1 hour with WhatsApp on, Facebook on Facebook Messenger. Cost me about 19.8 MB. So, getting that out of the way. Playing Pokemon Go for 1 hour actively while doing other stuff at the same time is gonna be like 20 MB. That is the number one question I think I have been getting. Now, what this video is an extended gameplay of Pokemon Go. I have been recording my gameplay, taking down gyms, catching Pokemon, visiting Pokéstops, and all of that great stuff for an hour, just for you guys, so that way I could commentate over it, watch the video footage afterwards of what I've already done, and hopefully you guys will gain something out of this. Now, I did kind of skip through the gym battles because I usually I end up showing the first battle, of course, but not the entire thing, because sometimes you have to redo the gym a couple of times over and over, and that can take a while. So at certain gyms I'm standing there for maybe like 5 minutes or so, unknowingly, because I'm busy all the time, to try to take over the gym. So yeah, let's get started with this. So we're visiting our first Pokéspot here, first Pokéstop, and actually managed to get an egg because of it. So I'm checking on my eggs here, and I don't have a whole lot of incubators left, so I actually managed to place this one in there, of course, and I'm just gonna be moving on. Now, actually kind of funny, but during this trip, or during this, I don't know, like 1 hour gameplay, I actually discovered that if you exit away from the Pokéstop once you got those rewards on there, you will auto-claim those rewards, and you actually see me do that very later on. So this road over here is consisting of cars. Like, basically I'm on the same road with my bike as I am on the cars at the same time, which is making this kind of interesting and a unique kind of experience, where I have the cell phone in my left hand and I look with my eyes, of course, but I'm trying not to look at the screen too much whenever there's a car passing by. It's kind of a skill called multitasking. Like, you might be wondering, how is it possible to catch Pokemon? Well, you have the phone in your entire hand, and you have like the thumb to kind of flick away the Pokeball, and that kind of explains a lot of the missing that I will be doing. This was a good throw. That was a good throw that I did. Maybe I stopped. Usually if you actually see me do a curveball, it means I stepped off my bike to actually get that Pokemon, because I ended up getting frustrated with that. So that's what you end up noticing a lot during this gameplay here. So we catch up our first Pokemon here. This is a cool, actually we catch a Pidgey earlier. This is a Venonat, and as you can see, because we're with bike, you move on a little bit faster. Now, I'm usually not playing Pokemon Go with bike. We got a Rattata from an egg, really disappointing, but you see me playing Pokemon Go here on a bike, but usually I am walking around. So, you know, I figured that on my way to the city, because that's where I'm headed to, I thought it was easier to just, you know, record my gameplay there, because it's a little bit more action-packed, I guess. Like, if you're on your bike, it's a little bit more action-packed. If you're on your skateboard, your movement's gonna be a little bit faster. So that's maybe a tip I could give you guys. Like, if you want to visit a lot of Pokéstops, you may want to have a bike or something like that. I don't consider it cheating or anything like that, because what I personally end up doing is I set my bike away whenever I'm in the city, and I start to walk with like my friends or something like that, and I feel that's good. I feel that's completely fine. Here's where the like first hiccup begins, or where the game's a little bit buggy. We still see me moving on the GPS. It's kind of funny when you look at it. We're fastly approaching the first gym. This is a gym in which I already have a Pidgeot 902 in there, and then we suddenly reappear again. And this is the first gym we're actually going to try to take over here with a Pidgeot 722. I don't think that Pidgeot is good. This art book that I'm regenerating here is actually from yesterday, where this was recorded yesterday, and that art book was from the day before yesterday, basically. I was meaning to release this video earlier, but I was just too tired from just walking around and stuff. So whenever I came home, I was like, ah man, I still need to record a Pokemon Go video, and I'm just like, ah nah, I'll just do it tomorrow, first thing in the morning when I woke up. And I just woke up. It is right now 10 AM. So yeah, let's get into this. So we got a Zubat with a great throw. Now, also a lot of you ask me, what is that nice throw, great throw, excellent throw? I suppose I can explain it. I'll try to explain it, but if you got like the little ring in the Pokemon, if the ring is big and you throw inside of the ring, you get a nice shot. If the ring is a little bit smaller and you throw inside of the ring, as in the ring that zooms in and out, then you're gonna get a great throw. If that ring is extremely small and you throw the Pokeball in the smaller area, you're gonna get a excellent throw. Basically doubling your experience, because you're gonna be getting just as much experience as catching. So, you know, that is maybe a tip that can help you out. You might be wondering, well, does it matter otherwise? No, you can throw however you like. It will be the same chance, but just having the excellent throw will give you extra experience here. Okay, right here is a Pokéstop, and this one is pretty interesting. Over here, we got literally every single Pokeball. Take a look at this, and we got an egg. So look at this. 1 Pokeball, 1 Ultra Ball, 1 Great Ball, and an egg. That is honestly almost the best catch that I can have. So moving on closer, getting to this gym right now. As you can see at the right side, I actually have a lucky egg and an incense on. And I need to cough, so give me a moment here. Okay, so we have arrived at our gym. So the first opponent is going to be Boom Bay. I did not scout this one in advance. I actually did, but we saw that pitch of 722. So over here, this is the first time I use Electabuzz. I got him in an egg the day before this. And I gotta say, I love this Pokemon. This Pokemon, look how fast it attacks. It attacks so fast, we're literally just, you know, blazing through this feral here. So what I'm doing at the left top corner is I got 2 power attacks ready. I'm saving them up for different Pokemon here. So for instance, this Golbat, using it, and look at how much damage it's doing. It's insane. It's also a pretty fast special attack here. So pretty excited here with Electabuzz. You see him being used a lot because of this. So I really think that Electabuzz is my strongest attacker. Even though I do have a 1800 Flareon, I just feel that because Electabuzz is such a fast attacker, he's doing really well. So take it out the gym for the first time. And over here, transitioning to the point where we actually took it down, decided to place my Pidgeot there, which will get taken over a little bit later in this playthrough here. So obviously, gotta be healing up the Pokemon, because, you know, they ended up getting damaged. Flareon and the Electabuzz. The Flareon is 1800, that's my best Pokemon right now. Okay, so from here on out, we're ready to go. And you see, like, it literally took me a few good minutes, I think 3 minutes or so, to take the gym as a whole, which was very interesting. So once again, this is still the road where you got the car. The car is passing by, but the road is kinda, you see me walking here on the very right side of the road, and that's because the road is kinda wide as well. So that kind of helped out. I mean, you know, and it's downhill, so it's going faster now. Now, from what I know, when it comes down to hatching your eggs or the jogger achievements in your achievements, you would have to need a you need to go slower than 20 kilometers an hour. Now, you did see me catch that Pokéstop without even touching it, and that's because I think that my GPS actually does detect it. So whenever I'm in that area, I will still be able to, you know, get myself the Pokéstop rewards. Over here in Eevee, I know this Eevee's a little bit tougher to catch, so I'm trying to throw in a raspberry here. Now, actually stopped here, as you saw with the perfect curveball there. I discovered a little trick at this point, and that was whenever you have a Pokemon that goes into a Pokeball but breaks free, it's gonna move a little bit backwards. So you gotta have to throw a little bit further in order to catch the Pokemon. I think that's very interesting. I honestly didn't think of that until I noticed it there. So as you can see over here, Zonnewijzer out 1952. That is a sun, I don't know, you don't care. Let's see what's happening here. So we're using the incubator here, of course, to get more eggs inside of the incubators. This 2 kilometer egg, I usually try not to, you know, put an incubator in there, because I feel it's a waste. You gotta use your unlimited incubator for the Pokemon eggs. But I guess I thought, you know, because I'm going to visit a lot of, you know, Pokéstops on the way to the city anyway. I might as well do it anyway. So yeah. Over here, it got pretty interesting. The sun started like really shining onto the phone, so it was harder to see what's happening on the screen. But also, this was really busy. There were a lot of cars here. This is what I was doing. I was driving the bike here once again with one hand on the Pokemon Go, the other one on my bike. And that's probably a bad idea. I probably think that I won't do it the next time around because I kind of felt it was dangerous. I was being a danger in traffic. Now, luckily for me at this point, you got a bike road. So in the Netherlands, what we got is we got a regular road. But very often we also got a lane for bikers. Which I know in certain countries you don't have that. So our infrastructure in the Netherlands is actually quite good. And over here we got a Rattata right now. Right now it's 15 past 5 in the afternoon, and basically I was going to be going to the city, meeting up with a couple of friends, and then we're going to be going to the forest, because at the forest there's a little lake, and around that lake there's a lot of Magikarps. Now I did say I wanted to record me getting a Gyarados, but unfortunately yesterday I got a little bit sidetracked, so I ended up not actually getting the Gyarados. So hopefully maybe today I do have a couple of videos that planned that I wish to bring out. So yeah, this is the second gym. Only one Pidgeot there, so we're obviously going to be going there. And at this point, this is actually an easier road. This is actually a road where there's cars coming, but not a whole lot. Not like the last road. The last road was more of a main street, and this road over here is a little bit of a semi-main street. Cars going in the same lane with bikes back and forth, and the road is still kind of wide though, so there's definitely space. Over here, a lot of, you know, very common Pokemon spawning here, but I kind of like it here. Spearow, I noticed that I just cannot throw here because I'm on the bike, and I actually managed to get this one. But I did have some issues with Spearow. So I ended up, I guess, ignoring a Spearow or two. Yeah, so over here the Spearow, it escaped and he's suddenly further away. And it's making it harder for me to flick my thumb here. Actually, look at this. I actually cannot throw. And I think, I actually think that out of frustration, I just ended up running here. And the game being all buggy, I'm just like, you know what, screw this, I'm out. So you see me making that jump here because I just ignored the Spearow there. I just ran away from a 99 CP Spearow. That's just honestly hilarious. So right now getting closer, this is a crossroads here again. This crossroads is a little bit dangerous because you cannot really see what's coming from the right side here. But luckily for me, I actually ended up seeing it, but there was nothing. So, you know, nothing wrong here. Now in the distance, you actually see a gym be contested. Which was kind of funny. I didn't notice it at first. This is a Slowpoke. This is kind of a rare sight. I don't see Slowpokes often. This Slowpoke was 606. So immediately feeding the raspberry, stopping, dropping great balls, and actually using the... did I just do a flick? I actually think I'm gonna be stopping here. Yes, right now taking a little break, and then here it comes. We're gonna be throwing in the curveball. There it is. There's the curveball, and oh, perfect shot, great shot. Because the little ring was a little bit. It wasn't like completely zoomed out, but I probably could have gotten an excellent shot for that if I were to have waited. And I noticed I was like, great, I got myself a Slowpoke, and I got myself a nice amount of experience. And look at this, we got enough Slowpoke to do our first evolve of this video. So. Here we go. This is the Slowpoke going to be a Slowbro. And I was so surprised. I was so surprised by how strong that Slowpoke was. And this Slowbro is incredible. Honestly, this Slowbro was really strong, but you couldn't see it immediately. Because it's floating in the air. You cannot. It's like kind of blocking. At that point, I was like, oh, it must be lower than 1,000. So checking in again, get myself a medal. 50 psychic Pokemon. That's kind of nice. I mean, you know, and this Slowbro, I accidentally tapped on Hypno, but this Slowbro 1383. That is crazy from a 606 Slowpoke getting this Slowbro. Now. You might be wondering at this point, how do you get so many high CP Pokemon? It is honestly my player level. The higher your level, so I'm level 22 in this gameplay, right? the higher your level, the higher CP Pokemon you're gonna end up, catching. You will still catch Pokemon with 10 CP, but it's gonna be less and less likely. So that's kinda cool. That's something you should take into consideration. That's why you want to level up. Leveling up is the key to get stronger in this game. Getting this, over here actually notice, getting everything together. And then we're off to this Pidgeot. Pidgeot? Is it Pidgeot or is it Pidgeot? I think it's Pidgeot. Yeah, Pidgeot. I think it's not Pidgeot. That would be saying it in a French way, right? Anyway, I decided it's go time. I don't really care what kind of Pokemon. So this time you see the mascot. The mascot, of course. The mascot of Team Mystic. I'm part of Team Mystic. Look at how much damage this Vaporeon is doing on this Pidgeot. And over here, squashing the Pidgeot with Aqua Tail, just like that. The bird goes down. And the gym is obviously going to be ours. So that means that at this point, I am on 5 gyms, I think. I think I'm on 5 gyms. And I basically also want to get 10 gyms, because I can get my reward right now, but I don't think it's worth it if I don't have the gyms. So as you guys can see, I ended up deploying there a 1008 Hypno, and I right now got 5 gyms. You can actually see it if you tap on the shop at the right top corner. You can actually see it. At this one, we see a Fearow that is of our team. And things are being contested there. You see that Jinx over there in the distance? Has little smokes around there. That means that it's someone battling over there. And you actually see me doing something very interesting later down the road here. Anyway, over here we have a Zubat. And this is actually the first Zubat. I cannot catch a Zubat while, driving around. So you kind of see me ignoring this Zubat here. This is a kind of busy crossroad here. There's a Rattata, which I'm like, hey, Rattata's easy to catch. It gets very close to the screen. So just like, flick, 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 straight down the middle. Sorry, that's my alarm clock. And there we go. I actually thought I had my phone muted. Let me actually, yeah, my phone is muted. Oh, the alarm clock actually goes through there, which I don't want, but that's okay. So we catch on the Rattata. I can evolve it, but I'm on the road driving, so I don't want to, do that right now. Getting into this Pokéstop over here. This one looks really cool. But it's in the end, it's like an exchange point where you get your, your bottles, you throw them in there. Another 5km rack, I decide to use my incubator. I'm actually running out of incubator, so gotta restock on those as well. At this point I was just kind of waiting here because there was a lot of cars passing by at the same time as well. You actually see me it's actually kind of funny. I forgot I purchased these incubators over here. And I really hope that so far you guys are enjoying this, gameplay commentary, I guess, of the gameplay that I did. I think this one in particular was interesting. Look at that in the distance there. There's a gym that has nobody on there. So I'm kind of making my way there, but I was expecting someone to actually place a gym there. And I also wanted to see what kind of people were going to be around there, because that's the thing that's most interesting to me. What kind of people are playing Pokemon Go around there? Because over here in the Netherlands right now, it is already crazy. The game is not even out yet, and you literally see almost anybody of my age or younger with the Pokemon Go in their hands and just, walking around and stuff, whether it be on bike or just walking around with a group of friends or even in cars. It's just absolutely hilarious, and I really enjoy how this is. Now, the cool thing about Pokemon Go, it's such a great conversation starter, and people actually, bother talking to each other more now than ever before, which is great, because usually it would be people be on their cell phones and minding their own business. But now, it is actually the fact that, people are talking to each other again. They're socializing again. People have conversation starters again. And just, exchanging phone numbers, making friends. I mean, I think ever since I started playing Pokemon Go, I've made more friends in the past week than I have, or friends, acquaintances, or new people that I met, than in the past, 2 or 3 years. Now, you can say, hey, that's because you don't go outside a lot. But just in general, I feel like people just don't bother, getting to know new people again. And with Pokemon Go, that's actually the case. Right here, kind of funny, claiming a free gym, decided to place my 1080 Hypno here. And at this point was kind of looking around, seeing what kind of people were around, and I didn't notice anybody here. So decided to focus my energy on the Spearow and catching this one rather easily. As you can see, we're already over 20 minutes into our gameplay. And I kind of feel time passes by really fast. Usually if it weren't for Pokemon Go, I would be doing this road in like less than 10 minutes. Like literally. It's because I'm being so distracted with Pokemon Go. Catching the Pokemons, getting the Pokéstops, and then of course the gyms that this particular road actually takes a much longer time than it usually does. And because of the gym, it got me sidetracked because it's actually a little bit of a detour from where I usually go. So, you know, I'm getting in all sorts of places, and I think everybody does, where they usually don't get it themselves into. So, the game's kind of bugging right now. So, if you see this, all you gotta do is press no, and the game will restore. In this case, I actually end up restarting the app to hopefully get it right. You know, to hopefully make sure it doesn't bug out. And this is honestly the screen right here, this loading screen, is the scariest screen out there, because it is the screen that's going to determine whether or not you're going to be able to log in. Okay, so very closely here, we're going to be approaching the gym. The GPS is loading, and I was actually turned around. So you see me tapping out and immediately getting every single reward here. I'm noticing, yes, that is my gym. So we're getting closer to that other gym there at the right side. Now you might be wondering like, hey, but this gym's already filled up. Well, it's level 3 and the Pokemon in there aren't particularly strong. So what I'll do here in a second is actually something cool called reinforcement. And basically it means that I am training the gym, facing off against the Pokemon. You can do this if you're weaker as well. Even if you lose, the gym is gonna get some experience. And I highly encourage you guys to do that. If you're part of your team, be sure to do this. Because it is worth it, because you're going to be contesting those areas. You're going to be getting more rewards as a result of it. And you're going to be helping out your team in some way, shape or form as well. So that's kind of cool, right? Just going to keep on going. It's actually kind of funny because at the gym, later down the road, I ended up meeting someone who was like, oh, you're not going to be taking the gym before me, are you? And it's actually kind of funny because I told him like, no, I'm actually part of Team Blue. And he asked me for my level. He's like, yeah, I just hit level 9. What level are you? I was like, honestly, whenever some people hit level 9, I just don't want to say it. Because, you know, people have this opinion about you. That's what I kind of noticed. So this other day, yesterday, I was in the park. And this guy, he was just talking, like we were like a group of people together, and he was just like talking, like, what is this guy? He's like at the lake, and he's such a no-life. He's like level 15. I was looking at my score, it's level 22. I was like, I'm not gonna say anything. Eventually they found out, and it was kind of funny how their jaw dropped, but it's kind of funny. We're being kind of competitive here. But I generally don't like to let people know my level immediately, because I kind of feel they might get intimidated, or they might, you know, see me as different, or I don't know. The same thing with YouTube. Anyway, we end up taking over the gym, as in we end up leveling up the gym with prestige, and I decide to go and drop, I think, an Arbok there. But I am not sure. I think I'll drop my Arbok there. Electabuzz is a little bit damaged here. And very soon here is where I'm going to be catching, or try to catch, a really interesting Pokemon. So, over here you can actually see, got myself my 1012 Arbok in here, in all of its glory. You might be wondering, how did you get Arbok? I was lucky with Akons. I actually managed to get 2 Akons out of an egg. And if you get Pokemon from an egg, it's gonna give you so much, it's gonna give you so much candy at the same time as well. Look at this! What is that in the back? That's a Squirtle. Out of the blue, a Squirtle popped up, and it's 531. That's good. That is a good Squirtle. So yeah, I'm just like, stop everything. Just wait. Throwing in, stepping off my bike, just actually focusing on this Squirtle here. Now, at this crossroads here, it wasn't that busy. So I could afford to step off my bike to actually focus on my game here, trying to catch the Pokemon here. The Squirtle attacked, so the Pokeball was denied there. And it would be awesome if I were to be catching it, but the Squirtle was really tough. And I got worried in the end that I didn't manage to catch this one, so I decided to throw in a normal throw. Because I just didn't want to bother with the curveball. Because every single time you end up throwing the Pokeball once again and they break open the Pokemon just moves a little bit more to the back here. So we actually end up catching this Squirtle. I got 15 Squirtle candies, so that means that very soon, hopefully, I will be able to get myself a Wartortle. So, over here, got another gym here. It's level 3. And it's going really fast because the moment I will arrive there, I think it was a little bit higher level, but yeah. The game is bugged out. So from what I know, if you're connected, and sometimes you see the try again, you usually have the rewards already. I cannot confirm this, I'm not sure about this. Sorry, I did a little jump cut there because there were a couple of cell phone numbers in the screen there, so I did not want to show them because otherwise people obviously are gonna call those people. And I don't know half of the people on the phone there because what we've been doing, that's actually kind of a funny story as we're walking around here trying to go to the next gym. There's a Rattata there, but it's actually kind of funny because, you know, the funny thing about this Pokemon Go experience is people are very likely, if you're in the same team as them, exchanging phone numbers, getting these big WhatsApp groups, Discord groups, and just talking about Pokemon and meeting up. Now at this point there was a lure around there. I was like, should I go there, see who's there? And then that's a coffee shop. So I was like, nope. It's actually really it's hilarious that a coffee shop was a monumental point. And the other one is also we got another coffee shop which is a gym. For those of you guys who don't know what a coffee shop is, they sell marijuana. They sell weed there. Because it's legalized in our country, because I live in the Netherlands, it's legalized. You actually got stores in here that sell that kind of stuff. Now you need to be 18 years and older to enter there, and I've never been in one. Well, I actually have once been in one, but that was just to pick up someone that I knew. So yeah. But it's a legal thing around here. It's honestly not that bad as you might think. It's not everybody here is, you know, using and such. Anyway, it's totally off topic completely because I may be trying to fill in some time here, but I just kind of thought it was funny that those two particular points were a monument and a gym. And you actually see me going to this place called Uncle Sam, which is also one of those stores there, and that is a gym, which is just crazy to me. Now over here, look at this. Once again, one Pokeball, or one Pokeball, one Great Ball, and one Ultra Ball from there. Once again with the Sparrow. At this point I was like, why do I not bother with Sparrow? And it will become very apparent over here because we're catching the Sparrow in just one shot here. So yeah, I was like, I should probably just, you know, bother with Sparrow and just ignore the Zubats if we do catch him. So transferring the Sparrow, of course, here, because the Pokemon evolution animation actually takes a while here. And here we are. We are officially in this particular part here. We are sort of entering the city. Because this is really central. We got a garage slash gas station, petrol station over here. And this is kind of a main street. You actually see it. The road here is extremely wide. But it's mostly for the buses. Over here. This is a parking spot right here, which is kind of interesting. And at the right and left side of me, the street I'm about to enter is such a busy main street. So I got to be careful here. But there was an Eevee here, so I couldn't pass it up. But this Eevee was only 14, so using my left thumb flicking skill, I am trying to catch this Eevee. And I end up doing it successfully, so right now, already 14 minutes into this gameplay, you see it's 17 minutes, 17 to 41. At the right top corner, you actually see 5 past 42. Or 42 past 5, sorry about that. So Uncle Sam over here, this gym is such a pain. Every single time I'm trying to catch this gym, the game bugs out, and in this particular case it also bugged out. I couldn't take it, so I just didn't bother with it, I guess. So yeah, right now a little bit ignoring the Pidgey because I'm, you know, obviously keeping an eye on the road, because, you know, there's so many cars in this street that I in right now. It is called the Steenstraat. It's the Rock Street, basically. That's the literal translation of that, the Rock Street. And there's a lot of rocks there too. Anyway, let's keep on going. We just caught this Pidgey. Pretty stoked we can make 3 Pidgeotos very soon. There's a lot of regular Pokemon there. I'm ignoring most of them because, as you can see, I'm focusing on the road here. And that's the thing, I just have to do that. Now this Rattata had some space. There's cars coming all the time from like in your face. So they're coming, and I'm actually traveling against the traffic a little bit, because it's a one-way street for cars, but bikers don't care. Bikers just don't give a dang, and they just go there. It's actually kind of funny. So I catch this Rattata. I almost missed out on this point. The game was kind of buggy here, kind of frustrating here, so I'm just like, whatever, this Poke Point. I'm getting closer to this next gym. I want to reinforce this Mystic Gym, and this is actually kind of cool art here. But it's actually, it's wrong art. It's not supposed to be there. So if I end up tapping on it again, it will be normal. Apparently this is the first rock being built for maybe the city or the street. I honestly don't know. And then we got a crossroads on a very busy street. This was really dangerous. So as you can see, I'm not doing anything, not even the Pokestop here. And then I got some space. I ended up grabbing this Pokestop here, and then we're crossing by here. So there was a delivery bus over here, inconveniently placed, where I could not see where the cars were coming from. So taking a look at the gym right now, it was level 3, right now level 5. My teammates have been reinforcing it with really terrible Pokemon. But, luckily for me, I'm actually able to place a Pokemon for free because it just got level 5. So yeah, pretty satisfied about that. And this is a pretty central point. This is one of the key points that is being contested all the time. So placing my Pokemon here, you saw the cool animation. But I ended up placing my Pokemon here, and it was a Hypno of 1244, which is pretty high at this point. It's pretty high, and right now I got 7 gyms, which is kind of cool. So we're moving on, checking if we lost any Pokemon or anything like that. But you see, the Pidgeot of earlier actually got taken over on that gym there. So you can actually see how fast it goes. It even sometimes goes as fast as you take down the gym and someone else places Pokemon inside of the gym that you just put so much time into to take down that they just sneakily come and take the gym. That actually happened to me yesterday. It was so frustrating because the game ended up bugging out and I couldn't take the gym back. So yeah. Anyway, this is once again a main street right here. This is really central. We're actually in the city right now, which is kind of cool. Now, my goal right here is to go, you see those lures up there? That's usually the meeting point. That is the meeting point that I created for the first time. I was like, hey, this part actually looks really great if you drop lures there. And ever since I did that, people upon people drop lures there. And it's not to brag or anything like that, but I'm guessing that people realized after the lures, like, that was literally day 1. I was like, oh, there's 3 luring spots, you can get them together there. And I kind of wanted to try out the lures anyway. So, yeah, actually, I'll show you a little picture of the first day where I dropped the lures, because that was really cool. So I dropped in the lures, I announced it on the Facebook group I was on, like 3 lures there, people didn't have any idea what it was. But after an hour of having those lures there, because I basically dropped lures again, there were like 30 people there. And it was so cool, and I was so surprised by the amount of people that play Pokemon Go. Now the reason why I'm not moving as much here is because there was a stoplight there, and a lot of cars passing by. My GPS is kind of screwy here, like it's kind of messing up here, which it does a lot for some reason. I don't know why, I don't know how, but yeah. Okay, so at this point you have to imagine there's literally tens or hundreds of people, not hundreds, like there's almost 100, like 80 people or something like that, walking by, biking by, not car, because you cannot use a car here, yeah, you have to use a bus, and just passing by on this busy, you know, walking street, which is kind of nice, I guess. I usually go in places now that I didn't think I would be going to, and that's not this place included, but I'm just talking in general, like the forest, places I didn't usually go to. Usually I have my go-to parts in the city, and that's about it. Pretty boring, straightforward stuff. But with Pokemon Go, you literally go to places you haven't been before, and you learn stuff about your city. Which I was like, sometimes there's this Pokéstop, and I'm pretty sure you guys can, you know, find yourself in this, where there's a Pokéstop, and you're just like looking at it, and it's just like, what is this? I didn't even know this was even a thing. So, there's this one spot here, which is called Chilling. And I was like, what? And the portrait is really crazy as well. I think it might be a bug, or someone placed a Google Maps marker there at some point. So yeah. So as you can see, we're catching a lot of Pidgeys here, which is very convenient. I love Pidgey. You might be thinking like, Pidgey. I'm getting so tired of this bird. No, Pidgey is single-handedly your main source of getting experience in this game. Because, you know, sometimes people, and I did it before, you get a Pidgey, get enough Pidgey kanji, and you get a Pidgeotto, and you evolve that Pidgeotto into a Pidgeot. Now I'm gonna tell you guys, if you're doing that, you should not. You should actually get yourself the Pidgey, evolve it into Pidgeotto, and keep it that way. Then transfer it, get yourself another Pidgeotto again. Now there's a Pidgeotto over there. The reason why I'm ignoring it is because I'm on my bike, and Pidgeotto is generally harder to catch. So just don't bother with it, because there's plenty of Pidgeys that I can just get that are higher CP, and that I'll be able to transform into like even higher CP. So getting closer to the meeting spot here, I'm seeing some familiar faces, so that's always kind of cool. And at this point, you know, over here, this luring spot, I can actually tell you a little bit about this luring spot. Some luring spots are really great. This one in the city, the reason why this luring spot is great is because it's the meeting point. There's not a lot of good Pokemon there. You're mainly going to be finding Pidgeys, Sparrows, Rattatas, and Zubats. There's one Zubat appearing there. And at this point, I'm just saying hello to people and just, you know, walking by and stuff and seeing who's out and about. There's about, at this point, whenever I arrive, there's like 20 people here just chilling, having both modules on and such. It's basically like this, the fountains right there. Making my way up there, basically where the stop is. Making a little conversation here, saying like, oh, what's up, and everything like that. And you see the gym there in the distance. That is the gym to be. That is the most important gym of the city. Right on level 22. Not doing all too bad. Actually accidentally pressed that. Didn't mean to press it. But I'm just chilling here right now. But yeah, let me talk a little bit about the gym there. That gym is the central point. That is the point where the trains and the buses gather together. And people who travel to the city are gonna be facing there. Not facing there, they're gonna be there. They're gonna be walking there. They're gonna be in the central station and such, which is kind of interesting. At this point, I'm actually checking who activated the lures. So you can actually do that if you tap on the lure itself. You can actually see who activated it. And it's pretty interesting. Now, what I wanted to do, Central Station, which is the main point, has been under my control for 2 days straight. Like, it has been under my control 2 days straight. I had my Vaporeon up there of 1500. And then Red took it over here with this Vaporeon of 1200. So this can be kind of tricky. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be going here. And I'm going to be taking it back. And that gym in the distance over there was empty. I don't know what was up with that. But yeah, that gym over there, Central Point, very important when it comes down to territory. You want to be getting that gym for sure. I don't know what I was doing there. I think I was having a conversation here, 1 or 2, and I just wasn't paying attention to the game. So the game, I'm sorry about this. I should probably edit this out or something like that. But it won't honestly take a long time. So yeah, I just, you know, I'm just going about doing my usual thing here. Over here, the GPS is kind of screwing. I actually leave my friends right around here to actually head over to that gym. because I honestly just was itching like, hey, I want to take the gym, and then we lost another gym here because the Pidgeot 902 got taken down. But yeah, at this point I'm just like, I really want to take the gym. Now, let me tell you guys about gym tactics while we walk there, right? So, the thing is with gyms, especially in the main areas of your city or whatever, you want to take a group with you. Like, you want to have a group of people to reinforce the gym all together at the exact same time. Because that's worth it. Like, because then you're gonna be able to do well and you're gonna be able to get these gyms. You see that luring spot at the left side there? That is actually a restaurant. And I think that someone who works at the restaurant just happens to play Pokemon Go and use that as a luring spot. Because yesterday I walked past by there twice and I saw some luring spot. I saw the luring spot every single time. Kind of funny, I think it's interesting. I honestly think that restaurants, if they got the Pokéstops, they should actually purchase Pokéstops. Or they should purchase lures. And give discount to Pokemon Go players and give them like electricity. Because the gauge is absolutely drained. You might be wondering, how do I still got 85% battery left after 1 hour? But that's because I'm using a power bank. I'm using a power bank, that's how I'm connected. I have my power bank usually in my backpack. And I have a cable that's leading up to my cell phone, of course. And that way I'm able to connect my power bank to my cell phone. And actually, play the game for several hours instead of 1 hour and battery ends up dying. And I'm recording at the same time, so that's using even more battery. I think at this point, without recording, I'd be like 88, maybe 90%. But we're getting closer to the hour, and we're going to be wrapping up things very shortly. But I'm going to show you guys the final gym battle. And the final gym battle, I'm going to show you guys as a whole. And I'm going to speed it up, that way you guys don't have to, get all bored and stuff. But I'll put some music in the background whenever we actually do reach that. This is a Diglett. This is the first time I actually got a Diglett from my ex. That's how the Diglett was known to me. But I found a Diglett. That was pretty cool. I did not expect it, first of all. Because Digletts and Doduos and Sandshrews are so rare. Because we don't got a whole lot of grounds. We mostly got stone. So, yeah. Maybe because this is a constructional site, that we're gonna be finding Digletts there. At this point, my GPS was kind of like messing about, but I am at a town square. So over here, you actually, notice that there's no roads. Because this is one big road, basically. It's one big road, but it's relatively new. So maybe Google Maps isn't really, up to date with everything, I guess. Over here, once again, another luring spot, which makes a whole lot of sense because, this is a central station. There's literally a large bench there. There's a massive bench there where people can sit. And over here, you see an egg. My egg is hatching. I was waiting for this. This is pretty exciting. And we're going to be getting another Rattata out of an egg. Man, yesterday I've been getting 4 Rattatas out of an egg. And this has been the most frustrating thing ever. Because I just don't care for Rattata that much. So yeah. I don't know. It's been pretty interesting. Anyway, getting on closer. So the funny thing is, in order to access the central station, you need a passenger card of sorts to actually, get inside of the train. I think at this point what I'm doing is I am setting my bike aside, and then I am going to be walking to the gym. So anyway, without any further ado, I'm just going to let you guys ignore this gym gameplay as I take over the main gym of the city, and I'll meet you guys towards the end of this video. Alright, so as you guys can see, we took over the gym. The gym is finally ours. And there you go. It's actually kind of funny because towards the end, actually, did someone take it over back again? I don't recall. I just thought it up to you guys, make a little screenshot, dumping it in WhatsApp groups and whatnot, and actually showcasing it to everybody. And over here, we're gonna be wrapping up by showing you guys the data that I use. As you guys can see, 54.17, less than 20 MB. So that's gonna be doing it for this Pokemon gameplay. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Please let me know in the comments below if you want to see more gameplay like this. And as always, make sure that if you guys like this video to boom, give it a thumbs up. That being said, this has been VooDooJoe, you've been you. Thank you guys so much for watching this Pokemon Go extended gameplay commentary. And I'll see you guys in the next one.